Episode 1 of Young Sherlock starts with Mycroft Holmes bailing his younger brother Sherlock out of prison after he is sentenced for pickpocketing and arguing with the judge. At his house, Mycroft reveals he has helped Sherlock secure admission to a college in Oxford where he can keep an eye on the boy. The two brothers visit their mother next, where Sherlock tells her about his Oxford admission. Mycroft drops Sherlock at Magdalen College, where he is shocked to learn he is going to work as a scout before making his way up to being enrolled as a student. At the same time, Chinese nobles Mr. Chen and Princess Xiaoan Shen are being escorted from London to Oxford when some gunmen attack. They steal the scrolls from Xiaoan, take her hostage and kill Mr. Chen before escaping. Xiaoan uses a gunman's weapon to attack his men who are following them on their horses. She uses her combat skills to fight the gunman and knock him out before escaping with the scroll. When we catch up with him again, Sherlock is working as a servant for Professor Charles Thompson. He spends his free time reading books, and Thompson is shocked to learn about Sherlock's interest in mathematics. Sherlock borrows a novel on arithmetic and gets back to work. While delivering a package to Xiaoan, Sherlock spots a woman sitting by herself. He drops a box at Xiaoan's chamber and makes small talk with her in his broken Chinese, which he learned while working with a shoemaker. Meanwhile, Mycroft attends a lunch hosted by Sir Hodge, where he announces the launch of his new science facility. Various scholars, which include Xiaoan, will be studying there. Sherlock, who is serving as steward of course, teases Mycroft in front of Sir Hodge. Embarrassed by his brother's antics, Mycroft apologises to Sir Hodge. One day, Sherlock runs into a scholar by the name of James Moriarty in Thompson's class. James takes note of Sherlock's wit and also recalls seeing him steal something from Sir Hodge's pocket at lunch. The two get acquainted as James takes Sherlock to a party. They get into a fight with a scholar there who mocks Sherlock for being a scout. James grabs a bottle of alcohol as he leaves the party with Sherlock, and then they use Sherlock's key to get inside a library, where the two find Xiaoan's Art of War scroll, dating back to the 5th century BC. James tells Sherlock that they should steal it as it would sell for a large sum. Sherlock refuses though and locks it back in the storage unit. The next morning, Smudger accuses Sherlock of stealing the scroll. He reveals that the cops are looking for him, which prompts Sherlock to look for James. James tells Sherlock that Sir Hodge has cancelled his scholarship and that he is going to be arrested. The two men investigate the robbery by going back to the library. The cops show to arrest Sherlock, but Mycroft stops them from doing so. He helps Sherlock and James go back to the library to investigate. Sherlock notices a broken window and suspects a break-in. However, Sir Hodge shows up there with Xiaoan. They accuse Sherlock of theft, but the latter brings up the broken window and a broken clock to justify the break-in. Xiaoan argues that since the scrolls belong to her family, she should conduct the investigation. Sir Hodge begrudgingly allows it, but continues to investigate the theft all the same. Meanwhile, James and Sherlock grab a drink when they spot a suspicious looking man. The man starts running and Sherlock gives chase. The man attacks Sherlock, but James saves him at the last second. The two chase after the man who is running with the scrolls. Sherlock realises that this guy was actually trying to cause a distraction. They follow him and learn that the scroll was empty. Sherlock concludes that the man would not have been able to escape through a window with the scroll owing to its size. He concludes that the scrolls are still in the library and the two go back to check. They realise at this point that a break-in was staged and find the scroll under one of the statues. Sherlock wonders if the thief wanted the library to be sealed off for their true mission and realises that a cabinet the scroll was placed on is now missing. They try to look for a way the cabinet could have been taken out of the library and find a hidden door. The two follow the route and find a cabinet full of explosives right next to the room where Sir Hodge and his esteemed guests are seated. Sherlock and James break in and alert Sir Hodge and his guests about the bomb, saving their lives just in time. The act helps Sherlock and James redeem themselves. The two celebrate in Sherlock's room when Xiaoan arrives. She thanks the two men for saving her and asks to have a drink with them. James excuses himself though, leaving the two alone. At this point, Xiaoan offers Sherlock a drink and helps clean the wound on his head. She flirts with Sherlock and pushes him onto the bed, where he ends up passing out. The next morning, Sherlock is arrested from his quarters for the murder of Professor Thompson, which brings the episode to an end. So Young Sherlock sets itself up with a very interesting premise, and as someone who enjoyed watching the BBC series version of Sherlock, seeing hero Fiennes Tiffin embody the eccentric genius is certainly refreshing. Now, while the original stories by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle did not mention Sherlock's friendship with Moriarty, it's fun to see these arch rivals start off in that way. I'm pretty excited to see how the makers tied this story to the original premise, because we know that Sherlock is dealing with issues from his childhood, especially that involving his sister. I'm sure we will see more of what happened to her, and we may see more of his familial relationships too. This show, similar to how Young Sheldon and the Young Dexter series, stray away from the canon to justify a prequel to a popular character's life. Like we noticed some inconsistencies in the story of Sheldon Cooper's life from The Big Bang Theory to Young Sheldon, we can likely expect similar plot holes in Sherlock Holmes' story with Young Sherlock. Still, Guy Ritchie has certainly worked his magic on this one, and the first episode gets off to a really solid start. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.